Hey tubes, now time for another video. Today I'm going to be changing the oil in my son's Maxima. We're going to be using oil stabilizer, AT205 because it's got a rear main seal leak, Supertech oil filter, and Supertech 10W30 high mileage. It actually calls for 5W30, but it's old, so it gets the manual says you can use 10W30 and oil wrench, El Cheapo socket set. This is actually my son's. Oh. Over here on the car. Let's get started. Done. I've taken the oil cap off, set it over a side. This will help it flow better. I have also warmed up the car so it flows better and gets all the extra junk out of it. And under here, this is the passenger side, right? There's a bolt right here. That's the engine drain bolt. This is your pan. The transmission's on the other side. This is a 14mm bolt. On later models, I think they'd make it a Torx bolt, which means you need a different socket for it. So, and I've raised the car up a little bit here with just a regular jack. I'm not getting underneath it, so this is okay. I've got some cut-offs of 4x4s in the back behind the wheel, says Chuck's, just for safety. And we're gonna drain this out. I'll cut back in. I can't do this with torque. Use some body English on that. Now this is gonna be hot, so I'm just gonna gradually loosen this up. I may lose the bolt in there, but that's okay. No, I didn't lose the bolt, but that's okay. So we'll let that go. It's still draining, and so let it go a little bit more. Still draining. While this is draining, I'm gonna remove the old oil filter right here. The old oil filter out. The old gasket stayed to the filter. Sometimes it will stick up there. This oil filter will be part of a future video where I cut it open and compare it to the equivalent Supertech one that's for this car. I already have that one cut open, the Supertech, and I'll cut this one open later for a future video. And this is going to get replaced with the Supertech one. I put the bolt back on. You don't want to put it on, like He-Man. You want to make it snug, but not too snug, because you do not. This is a metal bolt. This is an aluminum pan. You don't want to strip it out because you're going to have a very bad day. Get the new oil filter ready. This is a Supertech ST6607. This car, actually the difference between the Fram filters and the Supertech ones, they use the same number, but they have a different prefix, it looks like. And this one, I can use either the 7317 or 6607 on this car. The 7317 is actually the one for it, and this is like a secondary for it. What we do now is we take some of the old oil, just get a little dab on your finger, and just coat the gasket with it, and that's so it will seal and stick and won't stick to the block. As far as priming this filter by pouring a little bit of oil in it, yeah, you can do it. On this car, it's a little bit more difficult because of the way the oil filter sits, because it'll be leaking out as you put it in. But other cars, it'll go in like this, and it'll work fine. With the new oil filter on, you just want to do this hand tight. But you want to make sure it's tight enough so the oil doesn't leak out. You'll have a mess then. And oil filter goes in there. Let me see if I can get a better light. Hang on. there it is. And the oil filter goes on that. And I can't film, see, there you go, it goes on there. We've got all the oil out and put the oil filter in. We're gonna start with oil stabilizer. This is a quart, but I've used a little bit of it for something else, so I'll just add more oil. And at the end, we'll put this AT205 in. The car takes, oil change is 4 1/4 quarts, maybe 4 1/3, 4 1/2. Measuring. Since I put approximately, I put 1 quart already in there, almost. So from here to here would be 2, here to here would be 3, here to here would be 4, and we want to go to right about there. And that would things I do to note when I need to do my next oil change. I just take part of the lid of the box, tear it off, and write it on it, and stick it in the car as my oil change reminder sticker. So looks like I've put everything in. Gonna go start her up and check for leaks. Of course, I gotta put this cap on. And just to show you how much I put in, I'm down to about here. So I put about 4 1/3. My battery is starting to go on my phone here. I've just started it up, check for leaks, check for around the oil filter, down underneath, and around the drain plug. Make sure there's no leaks. Put this, and then write down your mileage so you know when your next oil change needs to be done. Later, tubes.